Hey everyone, and welcome back to Aspire and Act. Today, we're diving deep into something I think we all want to know more about. Finding your true calling.
Ooh, yeah,
Can be a little overwhelming, right?
really can be.
So many options, so many paths. But that's exactly why we're here. Think of this deep dive as your treasure map to unearthing those passions. So
Exactly.
we've got an awesome blog post to guide us. Unleashing Your Passion, it's called.
Love the title.
You can find it on aspireandact.com, of course. But we're going to break it all down right here for you. And to make things even more fun.
We're bringing in some extra insights from our YouTube video on the same topic.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love a good video.
Yeah.
So get ready to ditch that lost at sea feeling.
The worst.
Because we're about to chart a course towards what truly lights you up.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so the blog starts off strong, reminding us that it all begins with knowing what you love.
Makes sense, right?
Sounds simple.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's trickier than it seems.
Oh, it definitely is.
Why is that?
Well, I think we often get caught up in what we should be doing, the societal expectations, family pressures, and we lose sight of what actually brings us joy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The blog really encourages us to think back. What were your favorite hobbies as a kid?
Ooh, good one.
What subjects did you excel in at school? What activities do you naturally gravitate towards even when you're super busy?
I love that you mentioned childhood hobbies. Sometimes we dismiss those as just kid stuff, but they often hold clues about our passions and talents.
Absolutely. And building on that idea of self-discovery, both the blog and the video talk about this really cool concept. Finding that sweet spot where your passions meet your strength and your values.
Whoa. Okay, trifecta.
It is. It's not enough to just love something. You got to be good at it. And it has to align with what you believe in.
Okay, so give me an example.
Sure, let's say someone loves baking. They spend all their free time making delicious treats, but maybe they're not the most organized person.
Okay, I can see where this is going.
Right. So opening a bakery, which requires tons of organization and precision, might not be the best fit.
But maybe they could channel that love of baking into something else, like food styling or recipe development.
Exactly, where creativity and experimentation are more important.
Gotcha. And it's not just about skills, right? It's values, too.
Totally.
If someone's passionate about sustainability, they probably won't feel fulfilled working for a company that doesn't care about the environment.
Even if the job itself sounds interesting on paper.
Right. It's got to be a match on all levels.
Exactly. Passion, strengths, and values. That's the magic formula.
Okay, so once you've kind of figured those things out, what's next?
Well, the blog dives into this idea of connecting with your inner self.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's about tapping into that quiet space within, where your intuition and true desires live.
How do you even do that, though?
Right, it's not always easy. We're bombarded with so much noise from the outside world, social media, advertising other people's opinions. It can drown out that inner voice. The blog suggests things like journaling, meditation, spending time in nature.
Those all sound really helpful.
Yeah, it's about quieting that external noise and tuning into your own wisdom.
Yeah, I can totally see how that's important. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle that we forget to just pause and listen to ourselves.
It happens to the best of us.
I know for me, even 5 minutes of quiet reflection can make a huge difference.
It's like decluttering your mind to make space for those passions to shine through.
Love that analogy. Okay, so let's say you've identified what you love, you've reflected on your strengths and values, and you've spent some time connecting with your inner self. What's the next step?
Time to take action. It's not enough to just daydream about your passions. You got to actually do something about it.
Okay, so less thinking, more doing.
Exactly. The blog gives some really solid tips on how to translate those passions into actionable goals.
So what kind of things are we talking about?
It can be small steps, setting aside 15 minutes each day to work on a project, or researching a field you're interested in.
Oh, so it's about consistency.
It is. It's about building momentum.
Like a snowball effect.
Exactly. You take action, you gain clarity, and that motivates you to take even more action.
I love that.
The video even suggests reaching out to people who are already doing what you want to do.
Networking.
Yeah, it can be a little scary, but it's so valuable.
Totally agree.
And remember, you don't need to have all the answers right away. This is a journey. It's about exploration and discovery.
Like embarking on a quest.
Exactly.
You might take a few wrong turns, hit some roadblocks.
It's part of the process.
But ultimately, each step brings you closer to your destination.
Absolutely.
But of course, it's important to be patient and persistent along the way.
Oh, definitely. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
You got to be in it for the long haul.
Don't expect to have it all figured out overnight. It's more like tending a garden.
Oh, I like that.
You plant the seeds, you nurture them consistently, and you watch them grow over time. And speaking of roadblocks, let's talk about the fear of failure.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It can really hold us back.
It's so easy to get caught up in this idea that we need to be perfect from the start.
Right, like any mistake means we're on the wrong path.
Exactly.
But both the blog and video have a really interesting take on this.
Okay, I'm listening.
They actually reframe failure as a valuable opportunity for growth.
Whoa, okay, that's a different perspective.
It is. Think of setbacks as feedback,
Okay.
not as roadblocks. They're telling you what's working and what's not, and giving you a chance to adjust your approach.
So instead of seeing failure as a reason to give up,
Mm-hmm.
we should see it as a chance to learn and improve.
Exactly. And the video even encourages us to seek out challenges.
Really?
Yeah, to step outside our comfort zones and embrace the possibility of making mistakes.
Because that's how we grow.
Exactly. It's in those moments of discomfort that we often discover hidden strengths and talents.
There's that word again, discomfort.
It's a theme.
It seems like growth and discomfort go hand in hand.
They often...
That actually reminds me of a quote from the blog. Don't let the fear of failure paralyze you. The only true failure is the failure to try.
I love that.
So powerful, right?
It's a reminder that it's okay to stumble. It's okay to course correct. What matters is that we keep moving forward.
Don't let fear hold us back.
Exactly.
Now, I know some of our listeners might be thinking, okay, that all sounds great, but what if I'm already well into my career or even approaching retirement? Is it too late to start chasing my passions?
It's never too late.
Oh, good.
Both the blog and the video emphasize that.
So age is just a number.
Pretty much.
It's a common misconception.
That we need to have our whole lives figured out by a certain age.
Right, like there's an expiration date on dreams.
Yeah, but the truth is, our interests evolve, our priorities shift. We're constantly learning and growing.
Thank goodness for that.
Right. It means no matter where we are in our journey, we have the power to rediscover ourselves, explore new things, and create a life that truly aligns with our passions.
That's so inspiring.
And the video actually shares stories of people who made major career changes later in life.
Really?
Yeah, and they found incredible fulfillment and success by pursuing passions they had maybe ignored for years.
Wow, proof that it's never too late.
Exactly.
And that brings us to another important takeaway from both the blog and the video, this idea that finding your passion is not a destination, but a lifelong journey.
Ooh, I like that.
It's not about checking off a box. It's about constantly evolving, learning, growing.
Exactly. And that process will look different for everyone.
Right.
For some, it might involve big changes and leaps of faith.
Mm-hmm.
For others, it might be more gradual, a series of small steps over time.
So it's about finding what works for you.
And trusting your own unique path.
I love that.
Speaking of trusting your path, the blog has this really cool visualization exercise.
Oh, I love those.
I thought it would be fun to try it together.
Let's do it.
Okay, so close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 10 years from now, living a life that's deeply aligned with your passions.
Okay. Eyes closed.
What are you doing? Where are you? Who are you with? What does your ideal day look like? As you paint this picture in your mind, pay attention to the feelings that come up. Do you feel excited, purposeful,
I'm
fulfilled?
feeling a sense of calm and clarity.
That's great. That's the power of visualization. It helps us connect with our deepest desires and gives us a roadmap for creating a life we truly love.
Wow, I needed that.
It's a good reset.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Identifying passions, connecting with ourselves, taking action, embracing failure, trusting our path. But I think it's important to circle back to that idea of finding the sweet spot, where our passions meet our strengths and values.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial.
The blog actually gets really practical about this.
How so?
It provides exercises and prompts
Oh, cool.
to help readers identify their core strengths and values.
So it's not just theory.
Exactly. It's about giving people tangible tools.
Love that.
The blog even has a downloadable worksheet where you can brainstorm your passions, strengths, and values.
That's so helpful.
It's all about breaking down these big ideas into smaller, manageable steps.
Exactly. And the video complements this perfectly by sharing real-life examples of people who have successfully combined their passions, strengths, and values.
So we can see it in action.
Exactly. It's inspiring.
It reminds us that we all have the power to create a life we truly love.
Okay, I'm feeling motivated now.
Me too.
Oh.
But I know some listeners might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. We've covered a lot today.
It's a lot to process.
So let's bring it back to the basics. What's one small step our listeners can take today to move closer to finding their passion?
That's a great question. I think it goes back to connecting with yourself. Set aside 5 minutes today. Just sit in silence and listen to your inner voice.
Okay.
Ask yourself, what brings me joy? What am I naturally good at? What impact do I want to make on the world? Don't overthink it. Just let the answers flow.
5 minutes of quiet reflection.
It can make a world of difference.
And it's something anyone can do.
Exactly. And if 5 minutes feels too long, start with 1 minute. The important thing is to make that effort, to connect with yourself and listen to your intuition.
It's like planting a seed.
It is.
That 1 minute of quiet reflection could be the start of something amazing.
It could be.
And remember, guys, this journey, it's not always a straight line.
Oh, definitely not.
There will be twists and turns, bumps in the road.
You got to be prepared for that.
The blog actually has this great metaphor.
Oh, wow.
It compares finding your passion to putting together a jigsaw puzzle.
I like that.
You might not have all the pieces at first. Some pieces might not seem to fit right away.
But you got to keep trying.
Exactly. As you keep exploring, experimenting,
Then start to see the bigger picture.
the pieces start falling into place.
And eventually,
Yeah.
you have a beautiful, complete image.
A masterpiece.
Exactly.
And here's something else to remember. You don't have to do this alone.
Oh, so important.
Both the blog and video talk about building a support system. Connect with people who get it.
Like-minded individuals.
Yeah. Find mentors, surround yourself with those who believe in you.
They're your cheerleaders.
Exactly. Because let's face it, this journey can be challenging.
There will be ups and downs.
Having that support system can make all the difference.
It's like having a safety net.
So true.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's recap the key takeaways from unleashing your passion.
Sounds good. We started by acknowledging that finding your calling can feel overwhelming,
It's a big question.
but by breaking it down into smaller steps,
It becomes more manageable.
we talked about identifying what truly lights you up
Those things that make you feel alive.
and then aligning those passions with your strengths and values.
Creating that powerful synergy,
We also explored the importance of connecting with yourself
quieting the noise and listening to your intuition.
and, of course,
Yeah,
taking action
even small steps count.
and viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth.
Failure is just feedback.
We also emphasize that it's never too late
Never too late to chase your dreams.
and that this journey of self-discovery, it's ongoing.
A lifelong adventure
So we hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights and tools.
to help you on your own journey.
Remember, we're here to support you every step of the way.
Keep aspiring, keep acting, and never stop believing in the power of your dreams.
Until next time, keep those passions burning bright.